Welcome in everyone. With the Jedi Bob set that just came out, it's only right that we compare it because that's kind of what we do. So let's compare it to the Obi Wan Kenobi Starfighter. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now to lay the foundation of this battle, the Jedi Bob Starfighter and the Obi Wan are pretty similar when it comes to metrics, except for the price. The price is the only real difference here. The Jedi Bob is starting at retail $40 and the Obi Wan's always been $30, but it's always on sale at $23. That is definitely going to be a big factor when it comes to versus on this one. They have the same amount of pieces pretty much, same minifigures, except for, again, the Jedi Bob one has a gonk droid and Obi Wan has an actual droid. Without further ado, let's get into the history real quick. Now, the real quick history of the Starfighter collection is pretty vast, and over the years, there's always been multiple, if not at least one per year that come out. It's kind of everyone's, I want to say, favorite because it's really affordable, and you can maybe buy a couple of them, and sometimes they're usually on sale. With this one, the Jedi Bob minifigure is definitely hyped up a little bit because we have no idea what this ship is. It is part of LEGO's new Rebuild the Galaxy. My favorite one is honestly the Mandalorian one with Gar Saxon in it. I thought it was so cool. It was usually on sale and you got a pretty good price, and the resale on that one is really high. So the minifigures are a big factor in that one, and we're actually going to discuss that one a little bit today. Now, because it's a versus battle, we're going to have to grade this one a little bit. So I picked play, looks, minifigures, and price per piece. Again, you can grade this on however you want. This is kind of the grading scale that I picked for this battle specifically. Now, when it comes to play, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give this one to Jedi Bob. Obi Wan Kenobi just doesn't really hit, and I'm going to show a couple reasons why. Well, first things first is they both have that center compartment, but at least the Jedi Bob ship comes with something. It comes with blue milk and a banana. Again, very random, but at least it has a little bit something that the Obi Wan Kenobi ship just does not have. So it has a little extra feature. When it comes to the top sections of the both minifigures in there, it is exactly the same, so there's no real difference between the sets right there. Now, when it comes to the cockpits, again, they're the exact same size. It only fits one minifigure and has literally the same modules on the top. I will say the Obi Wan Kenobi one only has little blaster pistols, but it does have the Astro Mech spot for it. Unfortunately, because Jedi Bob has a gonk droid, there's no place for that one. Now, when it comes to the bottom of the ship, I know it doesn't really seem like it should be an issue, but it kind of is a play issue. I mean, there's just more engine thrusters when it comes to the Jedi Bob. It has extra pistols and guns on the Jedi Bob one, so it makes it look better, and to the imagination, that's a big feature when it comes to play. Now, lastly, why Jedi Bob gets the final nod is because the build overall is more of a bigger ship, and I guess what I mean by that, it just feels like a more stable ship than the Obi-Wan. The Obi-Wan seems a little bit more dainty than the Jedi Bob one, so overall play, Jedi Bob wins this one hands down. Okay, the next category that we're working on is the looks, and this kind of could be subjective, I guess you could say, but it kind of goes without being said. The new Jedi Bob ship definitely just looks a lot better, and maybe that's why the Obi Wan Kenobi ship's always on sale, because it's not that sexy of a ship. What I mean by that is just display wise, the Obi Wan just doesn't really give anything. At least the Jedi Bob one has a lot of features that are eye-grabbing, like the engines in the front and then the 3 engines in the back. The Obi-Wan just doesn't really give that. But when it comes to some of the details, they're very similar. I mean, they both have about the same amount of stickers. They both have some color pop to them. But I will say with the engines and the extra guns on the side and then the back, almost the black tinted visor on the front, it just gives it just that much better of a look. So overall, unfortunately, the Jedi Bob one just outbeats Obi-Wan all day when it comes to looks. Next up, we have minifigures, and either I'm going to be your hero with this take or I'm going to be your villain with this take, but I'm going to have to give this one to Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Starfighter crew. It just has better overall minifigures, and I don't want to just blame the gonk droid when it comes to the Jedi Bob. I do want to put out the features of even the Akbar Trooper against Ton Wee, and the reason why is Ton Lee, she just is more of a detailed minifigure, and they put way more effort into her. The Akbar Trooper is just an Akbar head with a Stormtrooper body, which is a really cool minifigure, but overall she just outbeats him all day every day. And unfortunately, R4 against the gonk droid, I just don't really care for gonk droids, never have, never really will be into them, so the R4 just way outbeats gonk droid. And then when it comes to Jedi Bob and Obi-Wan, I'm gonna have to give it to Obi-Wan. I mean, he has the head print with the extra radio on there, and then he has the leg print that goes all the way, flows down. Jedi Bob is just Jedi Bob from 2002. There's nothing really change about him. I guess the lore of Jedi Bob is a little bit more enticing and definitely more appealing because no one really knows about it. So I guess that's why people are in love with him. But overall, the Obi Wan minifigure is just that much better. So the overall, out of all three minifigures with each set, I will have to give it to the Obi Wan Kenobi set. Now let's talk about price, because let's be honest, when it comes to Lego, we all think about price all the time and we kind of make decisions on whether things are worth it or not. And when it comes to the overall price per piece or even just weight, it doesn't even matter. The Jedi Bob just does not deliver. It's a little too expensive, for my opinion, for a Starfighter of this size. Now, the Obi Wan Kenobi one, the reason why it's always on sale is I don't actually even know. But the reason they won this category is because it is always on sale at $23. $23 to get a cool Starfighter and 3 awesome minifigures. I think it way outweighs the Jedi Bob lore, I should say. Jedi Bob honestly should have came in a bigger set to make it more exclusive. The fact that it was $40 and it's so close to this price range of the Obi-Wan just out delivers when it comes to price per piece. Now, the overall winner for this one is the Obi Wan Kenobi one. The price per piece and the minifigures just outweigh everything else. Now, the cooler set is the Jedi Bob set. That is just the cooler set. And the minifigure is a little bit more enticing than the Obi Wan Kenobi one. But the overall, on the grading aspects that I graded this one with, Obi-Wan just outbeats it. It's just a crazy good deal when it's on sale. Has 3 really cool minifigures, and that Taun We, I don't think she's ever going to be made before in that mold, so she might be worth some money one day. Anyways, if you guys like this battle and you want to see more of my videos, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I'll see everyone on the next one.
I shut my eyes.